Hi friends! In this video we are going to talk about changing from fractions to decimals, decimals to percents, percents to fractions, percents to decimals, all the which ways back and forth, okay? So fractions, decimals, and percents, just working on the conversions. So as per usual, we're going to start with our I can statement. So I can convert, pick a skinnier pen so you can see it better. Between fractions, decimals, and percents. Okay? So, to change a fraction to a decimal, we're going to take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. Okay? So change 3/4 to a decimal. We're going to take 3 divided by 4. And when I do 3 divided by 4, I get 0.75. Okay? From a decimal to a percent, we're just going to multiply by 100. So to change 0.75 to a percent, we're just going to do times 100, which ends up being 75%, which you can see that my decimal just moved 2 to the left. And then from a decimal to a fraction, you are going to write the number as a fraction using the place value. So I'm going to look at that last number in my decimal. In this case, it's a 5, and it is in the hundredths place. So it's going to be out of 100. And then I need to reduce my fraction. These can both be divided by 5. I see that. 75 divided by 5 gives me 15. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Those both end in 5 and 0 still, so I can divide by another 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 20 divided by 5 is 4. And those are both prime numbers, so I'm done. Well, the 3 is a prime number. Okay. So from a percent to a decimal, you just divide by 100. Okay, so from a decimal to a percent, I multiplied. Going backwards, percent to decimal, you divide by 100. So I'm going to take 80 divided by 100. Here's my decimal place. What ends up happening is that this decimal place moves 2 to the left this time. So you get 0.8. Okay? To change a percent to a fraction, you're going to write the percent as the numerator and 100 as the denominator. So 20%, my number is 20, that's going to go on top out of 100 because percent means part of 100. Then I got to reduce as always. I can divide these both by 10. Gives me 2 over 10. Those are both even, so I can divide by 2. Just 1 out of 5. So 20 as a fraction is 1/5. Alright, so let's fill out this little chart and see if I can go between them. So from a fraction to a decimal, I just divide. I do 1 divided by 2. See what you get when you type that in. Yeah, you should have gotten 0.5. Okay, look back at your notes and tell me, how do I change from a decimal to a percent? Exactly, we multiply by 100. So I take this times 100, and it's 50%. I'm gonna write these in a different color. Here we go. How about that? Then we can see our math part in purple and our answer in gray. Okay, what if I'm given one in the middle? Here I have 0.3. Okay, the 3 is in the tenths place, so I'm going to make it 3 out of 10, and 3 is prime, so I don't need to do anything. And then to go from a decimal to a percent, I do times 100, which gives me 30%. Okay? So that's really it for converting. From a fraction to a decimal, you just divide numerator by denominator. From a decimal to percent is times 100. From a percent to decimal is divided by 100. From a percent to a fraction, you just put the number over 100, then reduce. For a decimal to a fraction, you use the place value. So if the last number is in the tenths place, it's out of 10. If the last number is in the thousands place, it'd be out of 1,000, and then you reduce. Always reduce your fractions, okay? All right, anyways, always let me know if you have any questions, and have a mathematical day.